Hello everyone, welcome back. Just doing my stretches now, about to start my workout, and I thought I would talk to you guys first about a gun disarm. Okay, so we're talking about a situation where bad guy has a gun, you don't. How do you disarm them? Okay, um, and people have asked me this question throughout the 12 years that I've been a gun instructor. It comes up every so often. It's come up with great frequency, like in the last 2 weeks, something to do with some popular videos out there. But I used to own a gym, and it was like a weight gym. And also there was a martial arts studio in there, and I had boxers, Muay Thai guys, other martial artists, and they did practice some gun disarms. I also had some war veterans. Okay, one of them was actually a wounded war veteran. That would also basically work as a trainer inside my gym, and that was also one of the things that he taught. Okay, so yeah, and actually learned some stuff from the martial artists. I also learned some stuff from this particular veteran that I'm talking about, and also a few others that I've run into over the years at the range. Okay, so here's the thing to understand, right? This is the most important thing to understand when we're talking about a gun disarm, where bad guy has a gun, good guy does not, right? When normally, right, this is how basically we handle a firearm: fingers off trigger until ready to shoot. Okay, the important thing to understand here, the most important thing to understand here, is bad guy is not going to hold a gun at you with his finger off trigger. Bad guy is going to hold a gun with you with his finger on the trigger. Okay, and if you sneeze, he's going to twitch, not pull the trigger. Just because, remember, bad guy is probably going to be scared. Okay, he's nervous. Okay, if you sneeze, he's going to twitch, and he's going to pull that trigger, and you're going to go dead. Okay, so that's the important thing to know with a gun disarm. Bad guy's going to have his finger on the trigger, and forget about moving your arms, right? If you sneeze, he's going to twitch, and he's going to pull that trigger. So you want to keep bad guy as calm as possible. Talk to him slowly. You tell him you're going to give him everything he wants. Now, is there a place in the world for a gun disarm? Okay, and because here's the thing, I told you I've had veterans both at my range, at different ranges I've been to, and also in the gym that I owned, that would teach gun disarms. It is something that they did in fact practice. Not all of them, right? I've had some guys from the military tell me it's complete bullshit. They don't do it, and that's fine. I understand. Vast majority don't. Some do. Okay, but here's the thing: the place of a gun disarm is a situation. Is basically an execution situation. Okay, one of the things that I was told by a number of vets from Iraq and Afghanistan, if you're in those countries, either Iraq or Afghanistan, and you've been captured, okay, and you see a pistol, okay, there's about to be an execution. Okay, they don't use pistols; they only use rifles. So this gun in those countries is pretty much an executioner's tool. Okay, so if you see a pistol, there's going to be an execution. That's what I've been told. Okay, so there's 100% chance you're going to die. Okay, so in that context, it makes sense to practice these gun disarms, even though the chance that you will be successful is probably less than 1%. It makes sense if you know that there is an execution that's about to occur, and you're the one that's about to be executed. Okay, so in that context, it does make sense. Now, all these gun disarms that all involve more or less the same thing: get your body offline, right? Some type of a step to the side. If the gun's pointed at you like this, step to the side, push the gun to the side, grab the barrel, twist it. Basically use some leverage to twist it out of his arm. There are a couple of different techniques I've seen do that. that I've seen practice, different locks that people use. The ones that I favor are just like really simple ones. Get your body off the side, grab the barrel, twist it up. Just as simple as possible. Okay, those are the ones that I favor. Okay, but let's be clear. This is a situation where you are about to be executed. Okay, that's the place of a gun disarm. Now, there's always like one of the things that I've that people will usually say something like this is, yeah, but if you do this, he could do that. Yeah, he can, and you're gonna die. I mean, that's a given. You're about to be executed. There's a 100% chance that you are going to be executed. If you do something, okay, you might have a half of 1% chance of surviving. Okay, so that's the context. Okay, now usually, okay, before you execute, you execute any type of a gun disarm, you have to like put the person at ease. So there has to be some talking. You have to basically, you got to buy some time. There might be hey, is this really the area that we want to do it? I mean, there's people watching. Or hey, don't you want to videotape this? I mean, if you're gonna kill me, I mean, let's at least allow me the opportunity to be famous. You gotta buy some time, get them thinking about something else other than killing you, right? And then you might have some tiny chance of pulling something like that off. Okay, and here's the thing: you might actually succeed. Get the gun, shoot the guy that was about to kill you, but then hey, there's 4 other guys standing around that are all going to kill you. So just because you execute this correctly doesn't mean that you're going to survive. Okay, so that's putting things into perspective. But a lot of times people say, hey, this is stupid, that's stupid. Yeah, I mean, you're in a stupid situation. There's a million. This is you have a very low chance of surviving this, and the reason why that's the reason why it looks a little silly when you try to put it in a realistic context of this person is about to kill you. But if you mix into, because normally like when we practice this, right? Okay, both people know what's about to happen. Okay. The person, even if you try to do a time, like, can you pull the trigger before I do this, right? Before I step offline and move and grab the gun. And here's the thing: in that situation, I know that he's going to pull the trigger, right? If I'm the person if I'm playing the role of the person that's about to be executed, I know that he's going to pull the trigger. He knows that I'm about to do something, right? Neither one of us are really afraid because we're basically just practicing a technique, right? So that takes out all of the reality, okay? All of the realism. In the real situation, the person who has the gun pointed on them is terrified, okay? They, even the idea of trying to negotiate, remember, your teeth are chattering from fear. So you may not even be able to open your mouth and say the words that you want to say, let alone move your arms and move your body and do all that stuff. So that's a very realistic possibility. Likewise, the person that has the gun on you, they might also be terrified for whatever reason, either because they're afraid, because they're not supposed to be doing that, and they're afraid of getting caught, in which case there's a good chance that they might twitch and pull the trigger anyway. Or it might be that, let's say it's a situation in Iraq or Afghanistan or one of these places where that's the thing that they're supposed to do, and the person with his hand on the trigger is like, okay, I got to make sure I do this right. I got to make sure that if it's being videotaped that I look good or whatever. So that's what's going through that person's mind. So in which case, if you think that that's what's going through his mind, it's like, hey, listen, don't you want to change your shirt or something? If you're gonna say something, you have to play up to what they want, in order to buy yourself some time, So if it's being videotaped or whatever, tell him that that maybe he should dress a little bit better if he's going to be on the video camera for a video of your execution that's going to be circulated. Okay, so those are my 2 cents on that. I mean, again, this is all these gun disarms are for a situation where you're about to be executed. Okay, you have a 100% of dying, and all you're trying to do is basically, get that to like a 99.9% chance of dying instead of a 100% chance of dying. So, I hope that was interesting for you guys. Just something to think about. And like I said, the techniques are usually pretty simple. It's basically, if guns pointed at you like this, get your body offline, move the gun, grab it, twist it off. Nothing too complicated. The simpler it is, the more likely it is, the better chance it has of working. If it's going to work at all, and the chance that it's going to work is like I said, below 1%. Now, there's other things that can be introduced, like trying to destabilize something. Somebody, pushing the top of their body in one direction while bottom of the body is going in another direction. These are all very basic grappling maneuvers that go back centuries. Okay, gun disarms are really not that much similar than dagger disarms. Okay, if you look in these medieval manuals, there's a lot of medieval treatises that show dagger fighting. Okay, and show how to disarm somebody that has a sword. The difference with a sword or a dagger is they actually have to exert effort and put some body mechanics into using that weapon. Whereas with a gun, the only body mechanics are just pulling the trigger. Okay, they don't even have to have a good firm grip on the gun. It doesn't matter if the gun jams after they take that one shot. They only got to take one shot because it's fairly close. Okay, so drop some comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell button so you get the notifications. And like I said, if you drop some comments, it kind of helps the algorithms. It helps get the channel more well known, and we can spread some of the ideas that we're talking about here in this channel. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.